Hi, I want to give a very, very important tip. The most important thing about putting a horse in the bridle, and I want to reiterate this because we've been teaching this, there's two main components to putting your horse in the bridle. So many people just slap a shank bit in their horse's mouth without a lot of mindfulness, and when the horse gets afraid or raises their head or hollows, they just put a bigger bit and bang them. But they haven't taught them. The first and most important is to teach them to give to the pickup, which includes collecting, softening, bridling, yielding to your hand. But the next important piece of that is the guide or the neck rein. So you have a mare that is still a little green in the bridle and learning to give to the pickup, and we're struggling with guiding. And you've done a lot of guiding off your legs, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, some people like to use their legs in guiding. However, there comes a point when you've got to be able to guide and turn her. And the point I want to make to you is, in this transition piece to you, there is a specific exercise I'm going to show you, and I call it the hunt the thumb exercise, to teach her to guide. However, sometimes when they've been taught, like this mare, and this might be the only exception to that exercise needing a modification, and this is very, very important. When I do a hunt the thumb exercise, I usually have a horse that is yielding when I pick them up. She's only half the time yielding and really giving her face as soft as what she needs to. Mm-hmm. So we're going to guide and do the hunt the thumb exercise, which is completely separate. I want to reiterate, two separate points. The pickup, then your hand goes down and you work on the guide. You don't work on them both together. But in a mare like her, she has learned a behavior pattern, okay? And remember, as I've taught so much about Pavlov's dog, the Pavlov theory of behavior modification is that dog had a stimulus, meaning the food, and a response, meaning the salivating, and it built an ingrained behavior pattern. So there's a behavior pattern that is set in her. It's a rut. It's a pathway. There's even human studies about behavior patterns in our minds, that there are rutways in our brains and human behavior patterns. So she has a behavior pattern in place that when you guide off your hand, she hollows and lifts her head. So that involves a new problem, okay? Because we have to punish the lack of guiding or correct by the hunt the thumb exercise. We're going to move her over and correct that. But in between, we're going to have to go back to the pickup and reiterate and rebuild the behavior that when this mare feels someone go to guide, you see the head comes up and the head goes in the opposite way. And in no doubt, suppling and flexion exercises will help make her job easier, no doubt. However, any stiff horse can still move off a neck rein, okay? But she's raising her head partly because that behavior pattern was ingrained. And that's super important to know. That behavior pattern was ingrained to where we take a green bridle horse and we're putting a lot of bit in her mouth and we're asking her to come here and here. She learned with a response, like the stimulus and the response, to lift and raise and hollow, okay? So that's why it's so important people today learn to be a horseman and to correctly put a horse in a bridle. To correctly, even when we start them in a snaffle, that it's not just about bumping the head down or turning the body here. It's about softening and yielding in that pickup, right? Because she's learned to hollow in the pickup. It's almost became a rut, which you found in the show arena, right? It's hurt you. Yeah. You're great in a nice big open circle, but you go to make a tight corner, her back hollows, she squats, she raises her head. And so we're going to have to teach her to guide, and then separately from that, we're going to have to make up to her in a bridling and then guide again. And it's going to take a while to undo that behavior pattern of her signal that she's learned to hollow when she feels the rein across her neck, right? Just to reiterate again, when I would take her to guide here, that was better. So obviously she's more flexible to the left. This way, she pulls her head that way, and she doesn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know. So we got to teach her, right? We got to be good horsemen. What the heck? We need to be horsemen nowadays and train these horses and teach them and build something that when she's 30, you can have fun and ride, right? Right. Okay.
Hi, I'm Dana Hokana.
Knowledge correctly applied is powerful and can transform you and your horse. Team Hokana Video Club gives you the knowledge and shows you how to apply it. Over 200 online training videos to help you in your daily workout with your horse, and new ones being released monthly. My goal is to help you transform your riding and your horse's performance. Join our team today. Go to hokana.com.